Hi, it's Cindy, that crafting lady. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time here, and welcome back if you're returning. I have so many ideas that I really want to share with you, so let's get crafting. So today I'm going to be making this little junk journal, and I'm making it out of a paper bag. Can you believe it? But that's what we're doing. So I'll show you what this one looks like, and we're going to make another one. So I've got a little clasp on there with some eyelets and add a little string and a little charm. I think that one's a little apple. So I think that's going to be adorable. And then when you open it up, you've got a little pocket with a little tag, and you can journal on the back of the tag. And then you've got a inside pocket there. You could put a pocket there. There's another pocket in the middle and another tag to journal on, and another pocket and another tag. And then the piece that I kind of skipped over, this doesn't want to go back in the way I want it to, but I was trying to do it backwards. Oh well, there we go. We have a little signature that you can journal in. This one I just used plain paper, but you can use all kinds of different things for yours, and you can add more embellishments than I did or anything you want. So let's make another one and let's see what we come up with this time. All right, so I cut out all my papers because I figured you didn't want to watch me cut paper. And all your measurements might be different than mine depending on the size of your bag. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to glue down this little flap because we're not going to be using it as a pocket or anything. And I'm using this new glue that I just got today. It's Scotch clear glue. I don't know, I like it. It's in a nice little pen, and it gives you good coverage, and it seems to dry really quickly. So I think I'm going to like this. We'll see. So I'm just taking my bone folder and pushing that glue together so it'll be there. And I want to glue down those two sides too, because I don't want anything to kind of fall out or anything like that. I want it to be a little stronger. So if you glue them together, it'll give you a little extra strength. So just going down it, going to fill it in with some glue. And then we'll again use our bone folder to make sure that they're good and adhered. There you go, just like that. And now the other side. So go ahead and lift it up and add your glue. You've got the drill. I got glue on my board, so let's clean that up first. Okay, a little more of this glue. I really like it. I may have to invest in some. I was trying to find some of the Arts glitter glue, but they don't carry it at my local Michael's, and I needed something to do this project, so I got that at Michael's today. All right, and get that all cleaned up again. And I forgot, I wanted to cut off the top of the bag, you know, where the little edge is that has that little divot kind of, you see that right there, that little half smile? So I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to take off the top, not too much, just enough to get rid of that raw edge, I guess you'd say. All right, and get my paper trimmer out of the way. And I am going to glue this area shut also, because we're not going to be using that as a pocket or anything like that. So we'll just add a little bit of our glue right at the top and close it up. So we'll get that done. And I'm going to kind of put it on both flaps on the inside and all the way along the edge. And then just, again, take your bone folder and make sure it's well adhered to each other. There you go, just like that. And that's a new bone folder too. All right, so we've got our start of our bag. So this is going to be the fold-in flap. So we're going to fold that up like that. And then we're going to take the other side. That's the flap. And then we're going to take the other side, turn it around, and we're going to fold that over and just kind of line it up nice and neatly. All the paper bags are a little bit different, so your measurements might be different than mine. So that's why I'm not really giving many measurements here. You're just going to have to measure as you go with your bag. All right, so we've got our inside flap and we've got our cover. And there we are. So the first thing we're going to need to do is the cover. We need to put our paper that we're going to decorate with on the front cover and the back cover. And I chose to use this paper right here. I like the ferns on it. It kind of gives it a little botanical feel. So, and I'm going to use, there's no sense in using glue here. I might as well just use my tape runner. And as you'll see, I've run out of tape a couple of times. Apparently, I had used a bunch of different tape runners instead of just using one until it was done. But I'll get through it. I had enough to get through the project, so that's good. I'll just have to get some more, especially if I'm going to be doing more and more journaling. And so what I'm doing is, when I measured it a 1/4 of an inch shy all the way around, so that you'll still see a little bit of the paper bag all the way around. And then just, so yeah, I used it, it was 3 1/4 that way, and top to bottom, I think it's 4 3/4. Yep, 4 3/4 that way. So you just measure what your bag is and then subtract a 1/4 of an inch, so you get an 1/8 inch reveal. And this back is the same size as the front. And I'll add some more tape runner here. I need to get one of the big ones. See, that one's not working. It's driving me crazy. I do have more over there though, so we'll make sure we get enough glue on there so it won't come off. I'm just running it all the way around the edges, as close to the edge as I can get. Let me grab another one. See if that's any better. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it's better. All right. And it's sticking to my fingers, so apparently it's a good, it is good glue, or tape. It works. Although I think that, see, that one's out too, so that's going to the trash. Anyways, it's been one of those days where anything that could go wrong seems to be going wrong today, but we'll get through the day. All right, and we put the back cover on. There we go. And before we go any further, we'll burnish it down with our bone folder. So today's video is part of the Joy of Journaling monthly collaboration for October. And there is a wonderful group of ladies, some excellent crafters. So you're going to have to check out all of the videos that are in the playlist, which will be linked in my description box below, along with all of the channels of everyone participating in this month's collaboration. So make sure that you tell them Cindy sent you when you go and watch their videos, and enjoy all of the great ideas I'm sure you are going to find in this collaboration. Okay, so now that we've got our front and our back covers on, we're going to have to dress the closures, because you're going to be putting an eyelet, and it's going to go through to the other side. So you don't want to decorate those pages, because then you'll have a hole in them. So the first thing that I wanted to do, or I need to do, is to make the closures themselves. I have a 1 1/4 inch punch here. I would have rather have a 1 inch punch, but this paper is actually paper, thin paper. It's not like cardstock, and in order to make the closure you really need something that's more like a cardstock. So I just glued that paper onto a piece of white cardstock and let it dry. I'm going to kind of fussy cut right here, so I'm actually kind of looking for different words that I want you to be able to see on my closures. So that's what I was doing there. I think one says smile and one says love you or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it says. But you need to also make that so it's not flat against your junk journal. So you need some spacers. So I'm just taking a smaller little circle punch, and I'm punching 2 for each closure. And they get all caught up right in my little punch here. So get them out of there and set that aside. Okay, so we're done with that. So what we need to do is we need to glue 2 of the little circles to the middle back of our closures. So I am just going to use some of the craft glue that I got today because it works really well. It dries real quick. I love it. All right, so just put a little bit on there, not a lot. Doesn't need a lot, and just kind of center that in the middle on the back of our bigger circles, not our littler circles. All right. I really wish I had a 1-inch punch, but I don't have one, or I can't find it. That's more likely. All right, so those are centered. I know it's kind of hard to see because it's white on white, but it really wouldn't have mattered if I'd done a different color because you're not going to see those. It's just there for spacing so that you can get your tie around it. There we go. Now we got them both done. Now I'm going to see where I want to set these. So I'm going to have to take them and put them onto the cover so we can kind of get an idea of where we want them. And I'm making sure the words are right side up so you can actually read them. And that's about right where I want them. That looks good. All right, so my eyelets are 1/8 inch eyelets. So I am going to punch into the closures a 1/8 inch hole with my crop-A-Dial, one of my new toys. I love it. So I will have these tools listed down below that I'm using today. So if you're interested in getting some for yourself, you can follow the links and get them. And I'm not sure if it's going to be an affiliate link or not, but if it is, I will let you know in the description box. And it doesn't add any cost to you. All right, so now we've got the holes in our closures. Now I'm just going to mark where we need to put the hole in the covers, in the front and the back. So just take a pencil and put it in, and we'll set those aside and let them continue to set up and dry. Now we're going to take the big boy, my new toy. I got the big crop-A-Dial, and I'm setting that to make a 1/8 inch hole. And I'm just going to watch it. It's kind of hard to see from this camera angle, but basically I'm just kind of looking to see where it is and make sure it's on that little mark that I made, and then press down. And now I'm going to make the other one. Now the first one I could have made with the little crop-A-Dial, but this really, you kind of need a long arm one to do this type of closure. If you don't have one, that's fine. You don't need to have one to make this junk journal. You can just do a different type of closure. Instead of doing the eyelets and the twine around it, you could just put a ribbon around it or anything like that. I mean, it's your craft, so make it the way you want. And if you have the luxury of having, the tool, then use it. And if you don't, find a different way to do it, because that's what crafting is all about. Now I'm pushing that up so that way I can actually set the eyelet. And I made sure that I had the right settings on my crop-A-Dial, and then I just kind of line it all up and press down. And I think get it all pressed down, push. And there we go. We have one, and it's done. Now we got to do the second one. This one again I could have done with the little guy, but that's all right. We'll just use the big one. It's a fun tool to play with. I did get it 40% off at Michael's, so that was a good thing. There we go. Nope, it fell out. Got to make sure you get them in just right, because if you don't, then you'll actually distort the eyelet itself. And there we go. 2 perfectly formed eyelets. Love it. All right, we'll set that aside because we're done with that for now. Okay, let's continue on putting on our papers. We can put the back on, or it's the fold over flap. We can put that on next, and that's more of that word paper that has some great words on it. And so you want to make sure that it's right side up, because you don't want your words to be upside down. And I'm going to use some of my pain in the butt tape runner, but hopefully I'll get that fixed before next month's collaboration, because we'll be doing more journaling in November, and I've got some really good ideas for November's video, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. All right, make sure it's the right side up. You don't want the words to be upside down. And center it just like you did. Got 1/8 of an inch kind of all the way around. Take your bone folder and just burnish it down so it's adhered nice. So now let's start decorating the inside. So the paper sizes are just about the same all the way around. So I chose this brown paper to put there. And then I chose this, I don't know what you kind of call it, but it's kind of a neat paper. And then I've got a little floral paper for the fold over. So these papers, as I said, will cover where you had your eyelets, but if you had put the paper on first, then the eyelet would have shown through, and that wouldn't have been a really good look. So that's why we had to think ahead about what we wanted to do for our closure and get it in there first. Okay, again, we're going to center this page. I know I'm getting to be repetitive, but really that's all there is to this, is cutting your paper to the right size. Just take a measurement for your paper bag, for your sections of, the 3 sections of the paper bag, and then cut your paper out and glue it on. And you can use tape, you can use glue, you can use Aleene's tacky glue, whatever you want. It's your project, so you do it the way you want to do it. So there's number 2, and then we will work on getting number 3 done. So again, I like the look of these little flowers. I really liked the back, but it really wouldn't have coordinated well with the other papers, in my opinion. Maybe it would have, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think I should have used that side instead of the side that I did use. And you know what? I'm being very, I'm using very muted colors and things like that, but it's what I pulled out of my paper stash. So you can use whatever papers you want. You can use whatever embellishments you want. That's what's so nice about making journals like this. All right, so we got all 3. Now we're going to put on our pockets. So I chose this one here. It's about 2-inch wide pocket. Now I don't want to use the tape runner on this one. I want to use a liquid glue, because tape runners never dry, where the liquid glue will dry, and when you go to put your tags in your pockets, it could snag on the tape runner. So you don't want that to happen. So the best thing to do is just to use a liquid glue when you are doing your pockets. There you go. Put it in, and you've got 1 pocket down. We're going to do 2 more. So I chose this paper to go on to the front cover. And again, we're just going to use a little line of our liquid glue all the way around 3 sides because it is a pocket, so you don't want to cover it. You don't want to glue down the top where you're going to put all your little tags and whatnots in it. And there you go. Just line it up, burnish it down. I know I'm sounding like a broken record. All right, so on this side, I don't want to put a pocket like I did the other one, so I'm going to put a pocket this way. And I think, you know what? I was going to put it all the way over to the edge like the other one, but I think I want to be able to insert from either direction. So all I'm going to do is run a bead of the liquid glue along the top and the bottom of this pocket. And then when I turn it over, I'm going to line it up, not at the edge, but just in a little bit, so that way you can insert whatever tag or anything you want in there from either side. And there we go. We're doing good so far. So the next thing that we need to do is put our signature together and sew that into place. So I have a cover, and then I have these tea-stained pieces of paper, and oh, they're not in the right order. Let's pull those out. I'll show you how they're supposed to go. Basically, they're just all nested within each other. So all I did was cut a bunch of pieces of paper, all the same size, which is basically, I think it was 6 inches by 4 3/4 for my book. And then just fold them right in half because they're going to go right there. And use your bone folder to get a nice crisp edge on them, just like that. That's it. And that's all I did with all the rest of them. I figured you didn't want to sit there and watch me do all these pages. And then we're just going to layer them on top of each other, just like that. And then we're going to put those nice and tight together. Kind of push them all in so that they're good and tight. And we're going to put those right into our cover. Yep, just like that. Nice and tight against that fold of the cover too. And that keeps everything together if you do it that way. And I'm going to use these little binder clips so that nothing will move, that everything will be all nice and secure. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Nope, I got to put it into the book first. So we're going to put the edge of it inside that little fold from the front and the back covers. So we're going to line it up and then make sure that everything is going to fold just the way you want it to. See, everything's nice and folded there. And it still looks good. So we'll again get everything nice and lined up. Push everything nice and tight together. Open it up to the middle. And then line everything up again. Make sure that you're in the right spot because you want it to be in that gap between the front cover and the back cover. And now we will secure it with our binder clips, one at the top and one at the bottom. I love these little binder clips. I have a bunch of them. We even use these to attach Christmas lights to our house. That's a very interesting thing, but it works. All right, so now we're going to put our holes in so we can sew our signature into our book. And we are going to use a pamphlet stitch to put this together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I have this little awl, and I'm just going to eyeball it, and I am going to go right through the center. And if you try to do it on the table and just kind of wiggle it in and just push it through, you'll be able to get your needle and thread through there much easier. Now I'm going to go about a ½ inch down from the top, and again just wiggle it through until you're through all the layers of the paper in your signature and through the cover of our book. And then just about in the same spot, but at the bottom, we're going to do it again. This one's giving me a little issue here. Come on, come through there. Try to keep it flat if you can. There you go. It goes through. So all 3 holes are in and we are all set. Now we've got to sew. And sometimes this can be a little daunting if you're doing a big book, but this is a real simple stitch. It's just called the Pamphlet Stitch. So, and I'm using some button thread. You can use twine, you could use regular thread if you want, but you really should have something that's like stronger than just regular sewing thread. So that's why I use these the button craft thread. So I'm going to put my needle through the middle hole, and of course my needle came off my thread. I'm known for doing that. Even if I'm sewing any clothing or anything, I'm continually having to rethread my needles because I have to figure out a better way to do it. All right, now I'm going in from the outside through the top hole and just pull that through, get that through. And now we're going to go all the way down to the bottom hole and go from the inside to the out, just like that. Now, we want this outside thread to be nice and tight. So you can see there was a little gap on that one piece there as I was folding it over. So and also the string that goes down the bottom, you want one of your inner strings to come out on one side and one on the other, and then you want to give it a nice good tug so that they stay nice and flat against the binding of your book. And now I will trim off the thread and I will tie it nice and tight. I'm holding that so that it doesn't give any slack to the outside of that book. And I have one thread on one side of that thread that goes all the way through the center and one on the other side, and I'm just going to tie a nice tight square knot right there in the middle. You can see I didn't give any slack to the outside, so this will be nice and secure inside our little junk journal here. And I'll just tie another knot and maybe one more. There we go. So now it'll be good and secure. Now you can take this and you can tie a bow. You can just let it hang out the bottom. You can add charms to it, whatever you want to do. I think I'm just going to snip it off about 1/4 inch up and just keep it a nice clean look. So now we can take off our binder clips because we're done with that, and our signature is nice and installed in our book. There we go. So it's going to take a little time for that paper to, settle into being folded like that. So just give it a little extra love by folding it down with your bone folder. But eventually it will just lay there nicely. And there we go. We've got a lot of places to journal. We can make it any kind of a journal we want. A gratitude journal for Thanksgiving, a gift for someone for Christmas. I mean, these would make great gifts, and they don't really take that long to do at all. I mean, I'm doing this in real time other than cutting the paper and picking out the paper. I think that took longer than anything, was picking out what papers I wanted to use. So I did make this tag already, and I added a little piece of ribbon to it, and this one I put in the back here. It says home on it. I love that piece of cardstock. It's so cute. So we'll stick that one in the back. And now I'll show you how I made that middle tag, because I want to make another tag for the front pocket that we have there. So I have this piece of paper. I think it's so pretty, and it should fit into this pocket pretty nice, but it's a little tight. So you know what? I think I'm just going to cut it down just a little bit. Just take a little off the edge. So we'll get our paper cutter out again. Oh, it's upside down, but that's okay, it'll work. I just want to take off a little teeny bit. Sorry if I'm off camera. It's kind of hard to get everything that you're doing in frame sometimes. So there you go. All right, and I want to round over the corners because I think it gives it a more finished look. And I love this little round over punch because it's got 3 different sizes. It's got 4, 7, and 10 millimeter round overs, which I think is great. Okay, now, oh, this, I love this. This is my little vacuum here, so we can clean up all those little pieces that got clipped off our edges there. I love that little guy, my little ladybug. All right, so which way do I want it up? I think it should go that way. Yep, just like that. All right, so I will punch a 3/16 inch hole in the top. Just kind of eyeball it right into the center, just a little ways down. You could put a grommet in here if you wanted. Then you would do the 1/8 inch hole and then put the grommet in, but I'm just going to do it just a hole. And now I'm going to take some ribbon from my stash, just some ivory ribbon. I've had this forever. I think I might have got it at Joann's. I really don't even know where I got it, but I'm using it. Use what you got, right? Get it out of the way, and we're just going to tie a knot, and that's it. And that tag is done. See, I can't even tie a knot now, guys. Sometimes, I tell you, my fingers just don't want to work. All right, I think that's just a little bit too long. So tighten it up a little bit more, and then we're going to cut off some of that excess. And I'll cut it at an angle so that way it won't fray. There you go. Perfect. Done. All right, so that is another little tag for us to journal on. We have our signature, another tag here, and another tag in the back. I could put another pocket there if I wanted to, but I just love to see those words, so I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Look at those words. Aren't they great? Always thankful. Oh, I love it. All right, so now I want to, you could leave it here, but I want to put in these birds. I saw these birds when I was going through my paper stash, and I'm like, oh, they want to be included in my junk journal. So I like this little guy. I want to put it there, but it kind of blends in with that light color behind it. So it needs something to make it pop. So I think I am going to, let's see, what can I grab from my stash over there? Yeah, that paper. I think that paper, perfect. Yeah, let's take a little piece of that. Where do I want to cut from? Right there, I think. Yep, right there. So I'm just going to kind of cut it out, just using my scissors, just to make it a little bit bigger than the actual piece that has the bird on it. That's it. And then we'll put that down just like that. Right there. So I will just add some adhesive to the back, and we will layer it up, and it'll be a cute little embellishment for our junk journal. And you can go through and, you know, use whatever you have. You can use stamps, you can use stickers, you can draw your own things onto your pages. You know, the sky's the limit when it comes to junk journaling. I mean, you can use lace, you can use fabric. There's just so much you can do with a junk journal. So that looks really cute. Now, I was going to put this bird there, but I think I want that bird on the front cover. Yeah, I think he should go on the front cover. What do you think? I think we're going to put him on the front cover. He's a little big, so let's trim him down a little bit. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to get fussy and, you know, get out my paper trimmer and make sure it's 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch all the way around. I'm just going to cut. You know, make it till you like it. I think I'm going to do the 4mm on this side. And this one's a little fussy with the 4mm, so I like to turn it over so I can see that the corners are actually in there and they're getting cut at the right angle. There we go. Yep, perfect. Now, where do I want to put it? Right there? Or do I want to put it at the bottom? I don't know. Which one do you think? All right, let's go with the top. We'll put it at the top. I think I like it there. All right, so we'll just add some adhesive to the back of it and plop it right where we want it. Another thing you can do too with these junk journals is you can distress ink on some of the papers. Oh, there's so much you can do. We're going to be definitely doing more junk journaling in the coming months with this collaboration. I wanted to put him in, but you know what? No, I really like the way that that signature looks just like it is. So I think I'm just not going to use that bird. And I think I'm going to call this done. Oh, no, it's not done. Hold on. We got to do the closure. So I'm just going to use the same string that I used on the other one. It's actually just some, I think, crochet cotton, or I don't know what you call it. It's DMC. That's all I know. And I'm just tying it underneath with just a double knot on the back of the album on the closure. And I'm just going to cut it kind of at an angle so that you don't see the end of it. And now I'm going to try to figure out how much I need. So I want to go around the front, and I want to go back around the back, around the front, and then I'm going to leave a piece long enough so that I can put a charm on this one. And I have a little key charm that we're going to use. So I'll snip that there, get that out of the way. And I'm just going to thread my charm onto our closure. And there we go. And see where I want it to hang. Right about there. I don't want to tie it at the very end. I want it to have some give and some, play so it can kind of move around on the string. So all I'm doing is tying a knot on the other side of the key. And I'm tying actually 3 or 4 of them, I think I'm going to put in here so that the key doesn't fall off. Just want to make sure that the knot is bigger than the hole that's in your charm. And that's it. And we'll just cut off the excess and we are done with this little book. I don't think it looks half bad. Let's take a look at both of them. So we've got our one that we did this way with our little charm, and one that we did front to back with our little charm. And the covers look great. And then we've got our fold over page, and then our front page has a tag in each one, and then we have the tag in the middle and our signatures. And then, yep, I love that tag. That tag is so cool. And then this one is really kind of neat. It's got a nice little butterfly or moth or something on it. And then, of course, that one there. I think they came out great. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments which one you liked, the first one or the second one I did. So remember, today's video was part of the Joy of Journaling monthly collaboration for October. Check out the playlist, which will be listed in the description box below, and check out all of the wonderful crafters that are part of this collaboration, and let them know that Cindy sent you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. And remember, live fully, love deeply, and learn something new every day. Thanks for watching. Bye.